The Netflix live action adaptation for One Piece has been on for about a month now. In fact, the reception's been so positive, Eiichiro Oda himself has already announced that there will be a season 2 of the live action adaptation. So being the One Piece fan that I am, I wanted to throw my straw hat into the ring and talk about my predictions on what we might see for season 2 of the live action adaptation of One Piece. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Speakerhead, and today we're going to be talking about my predictions of what we might expect to see for season 2 of the live action One Piece series. But before we get into these predictions, if you guys enjoy any of this sort of content and want to see more of it, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. We have a goal to hit 1,500 subscribers by 2024, so if you want to help me reach that goal, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you enjoy any of the music in this video or just want to support the channel in general, it's all part of my royalty-free music label, Speakerhead Studios. All the music on this label is completely royalty-free, so go ahead and use it for any of your content creating needs. Finally, I want to mention if you want to support the channel directly and get access to some exclusive perks, you can become a channel member today. But now that we got all that out of the way, let's talk about my predictions on what we can expect to see for season 2 of the live action adaptation of One Piece. So the first thing I want to talk about is what most people are talking about, and it's going to be the design for Chopper. So for those who might not be aware of who Chopper is, he's going to be the doctor of the Straw Hat crew. And he's actually a reindeer that ate the human fruit. And for the most part, he pretty much looks like this little chibi creature, but he does have a bunch of different forms he can change into. But since Chopper is officially confirmed for the live action series thanks to a little sketch by Oda drawing the next Straw Hat, most people are wondering how they're actually going to do Chopper. Because Chopper is such a relevant character in the series, it would be really difficult and really expensive to make Chopper CGI the entire series. So my prediction is that they're probably going to do some sort of prosthetics like they did with the Fishman. And then whenever Chopper goes into his other points, that's when they'll use some CGI. Because even though it would be awesome to see Chopper in his chibi form, it's just not practical and would be way too expensive to do for multiple seasons. However, if they do decide to make him fully CGI, I feel like he would just be taken out of a lot of just random shots. And I just don't think that idea would work very well for the series, so that's why I'm going with the prosthetic idea. But now the next predictions I want to talk about is how the overall season is going to play out in terms of arcs. Now some people think that we're going to end up getting into Alabasta in season 2 a little bit, but I just don't think we're going to get there in any way. Considering that we still have to do Logtown, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island, I just don't see any way that we're going to be able to fit Alabasta in there as well. However, just like in the original telling of One Piece, I think we will get some teasers and spoilers towards Alabasta. But getting back to the arcs, I also have predictions on how I think they're going to split up the episodes for this season. Now, assuming that we actually do every single one of these arcs that I previously mentioned, and also sticking with the idea that season 2 will also be 8 episodes long just like season 1, I have a rough idea of how they're going to end up splitting all these episodes up. So because Logtown's such an important arc and it's going to be the start of the season, I have a feeling it's going to be split up in the first 2 episodes. And then from there, Reverse Mountain will probably be episode 3, Whiskey Peak will be episode 4, and then finally for Little Garden and Drum Island, these episodes are most likely going to be split up into 2 episodes since they are fairly important arcs. Especially Drum Island with the introduction of Chopper, and I could even see that being 3 episodes long, but I feel like then it would be dragging that out too much. So once again, assuming that none of these arcs will be skipped over in the live action series, I think this is generally how it's going to play out. And then finally at the very end of season 8, I think that's when we're going to get our teasers for Alabasta. And this is just a wild theory, but I think this is also when we get a teaser for either Robin and or Crocodile. I'll also mention right now all the predictions I make in this video are based on what I've noticed in the first season of the live action series. So I think for some of these more important episodes, they're going to try to draw them out to 2 episodes, and some of the non-important episodes, they're only going to be about 1 episode long. So now some other predictions I want to talk about are some things that might be shortened or cut out of the series. And the first thing that I think the creators are going to cut out of the series first are a lot of the Devil Fruit users. In season 1, especially since we didn't get to Logtown, there was only 2 devil fruits that were in the series. Luffy's Gum Gum fruit and Buggy's Chop Chop fruit. However, once we finally get past Reverse Mountain and into the Grand Line, there are so many different devil fruit users in the series. So I'm suspecting that a few of these devil fruit users will be cut out of the series. And some of the characters that I think they will end up cutting out are going to be some of the Baroque Works members. Just because a majority of them have some sort of devil fruit power, it's going to be way too expensive to use CGI on all those characters. So I think either they're going to be in the show and not have devil fruit powers, or they're just going to be straight up cut out completely. And speaking of devil fruit powers, I think another thing that's going to happen in the show is that even if we do have some devil fruit users, their powers are going to be very limited in the show. As we saw in season 1 of the live action adaptation, Luffy barely used his devil fruit powers compared to the anime, so I have a feeling they're going to do something similar in season 2. That also includes Chopper going into any of those points, because even if he is an actual human playing the character, those points are going to be CGI. So if we do have any sort of Devil Fruit users, I have a funny feeling that they're only going to use their powers in very specific moments. And then my last prediction of what might be cut out are a lot of the strange animals that are in the show. Season 1 didn't really show off the animals except for the news seagulls, but in Season 2 there's a lot more strange animals. In fact, in Season 1 they actually did cut out an arc of Gaimon and the Strange Beasts. They do have a little Easter egg of him in the bar, but I'm assuming they didn't do that plot for two different reasons. One, because they probably just didn't have enough time, and two, because it would have been way too expensive to do CGI for all those animals. So I have a funny feeling all these strange animals that are shown that are fairly prominent in the series early on are probably either going to be cut out completely or have a very smaller role. Or in some cases like Vivi's duck Karoo, I have a feeling that they might just make him a regular duck. And I personally think that would be awesome, but it's either that or they just cut him out completely. Because let's be honest, it'd probably be really expensive to have a giant CGI duck running around all the time, at least until the end of Alabasta. But now that we've talked about some stuff that I think they're going to cut out of the series, let's talk about some stuff I think they're going to add to the series. Now when I say this, I'm talking about stuff that's going to be revealed that was actually revealed much later in the manga. Now before I actually get into these predictions, let me explain why I think the creators are going to do this. So in Season 1 of the live action series, it was revealed that Garp is actually Luffy's grandfather. And as I mentioned in my video talking about this series, this wasn't revealed in the manga until much later in the series. All the way in chapter 400 something, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'll put it up in the video. But because as you can tell, the creators are trying to add stuff in that is put much later in the series that they might not end up getting to. So that's why in Season 2 I'm predicting that we're going to get stuff that was revealed much later in the manga for this season. But without further ado, let's actually get into some of my predictions. For starters, I think we're going to get revealed the Crocodile before we actually get to Alabasta. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, we could get a teaser for Crocodile and or Nico Robin at the end of Season 2. However, I think we could end up getting some more teasers of Crocodile earlier on in the season. Considering in the first episode of Season 1, Brokeworks is already mentioned, so it wouldn't surprise me if we actually get to see Crocodile for a few scenes in the second season. Maybe possibly getting their reaction on stuff that happens to Brokeworks. And like I said as well, we might also get to see Nico Robin as well in this season. Because she was Crocodile's right-hand woman, it makes sense that we would also see her if we saw Crocodile. Now another character I think they'll be revealing earlier on in the series is Fire Fist Ace. And along with revealing Ace, I think they're also going to reveal that he's Luffy's brother, and depending on how much information the creators are trying to fit into the show, they might also reveal that Ace is Roger's son as well. Now, revealing that Ace is Roger's son might be a little bit of a stretch, but it wouldn't surprise me if Ace is revealed in Season 2 that he's also revealed to be Luffy's brother. I feel like revealing that information slightly earlier than usual wouldn't affect the story too much. However, going along with Ace, if he is revealed in Season 2, we might also get a mention of Whitebeard and the Whitebeard Pirates. Now, this doesn't mean we'll actually see Whitebeard in the series, but if Ace is revealed in Season 2, then he might mention Whitebeard at some point. And for some reason, if Ace does get a minor flashback in this series, then we might even see a minor glimpse of Whitebeard. Maybe not the full character because they might not have an actor for him, however we might be able to see something like his body from chest downward or something like that. But just like revealing that Ace is Roger's son, this is also a bit of a stretch. However, I think if Ace is revealed in Season 2, it would be possible that he does mention Whitebeard and or the Whitebeard Pirates. Especially if they end up showing his tattoo, which let's be honest is fairly prominent on him. But a couple other characters that we might end up getting introduced to a little bit earlier than usual is going to be the Fleet Admiral Sengoku. And we might also get a couple glimpses of the Warlords, or at least a few of them. I understand if we don't see some of the weirder ones such as Gecko Moria, but we might see some such as Doflamingo. It might just be a quick scene of them or even just a teaser for them in the future, but I have a feeling that they're going to at least be mentioned or shown in some way, shape, or form in Season 2. But now moving on to my final predictions, these are just going to be my general overall predictions for the show. And one of my main predictions is that there's going to be a lot of Marine scenes added into Season 2. For Season 1, the Marines were essentially the B-plot of the entire series, so I have a feeling that they're going to do something similar to that in Season 2. However, another one of my predictions is going to be after Logtown, Garp's going to stop chasing Luffy and Smoker's going to take over that position. Now this is a bit of a reach as well like some of my other predictions, but if Smoker ends up chasing Luffy, I have a feeling that Kobe and Helmeppo will be assigned to Smoker to chase him. Unless they plan on completely taking Garp, Kobe, and Helmeppo out of the series, I have a feeling that if Smoker's going to be the one chasing Luffy, they're going to be assigned to him. And that being said as well, I have a feeling that Smoker's going to have a lot of screen time in Season 2. Just like in Season 1, I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot of scenes of Smoker in some sort of room. It'll probably be for more budget reasons more than anything, but I definitely think that they're going to end up doing that. I know a lot of people didn't like that in the first season, so hopefully they won't have as much of it in the second season, but there definitely will be some of it. But with that, that's going to be all my general thoughts and ideas for what we might expect for season 2 of the live action adaptation of One Piece. Let me know if you guys are excited for the second season like I am, or let me know if you're just a general One Piece fan. But once again, if you enjoyed this content and want to see more of it, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Also, if you enjoyed any of the music in this video or just want to support the channel, it's all part of my royalty-free music label, Speakerhead Studios, link in description. Finally, once again, if you want to support the channel directly, you can become a channel member today. But guys, that's going to be it for me. I appreciate you checking out the video, and I'll catch all y'all in the next one. Peace! Big shout out to our channel members. Your guys' support helps keep the channel up and running, so once again, thank you guys for all of your support.